Live from the Carl Chevrolet Studios in West Des Moines, this is Iowa Live.
Hey everybody, look what's here. We're talking about the new edition of the Iowa History Journal. Michael Swanger, the publisher and owner of the magazine, joining us. Hello, Michael.
Great to see you, Lou. Nice catch.
Didn't go as smoothly as it did the first time there. That's even a little bit better. But we have some very interesting information packed inside of the March-April edition of the Iowa History Journal, including where a very famous place in this area got its name.
You bet. Camp Dodge. If you know the name Camp Dodge, then you might know a little something about this guy who's on our cover, Grenville Dodge. And with our new issue, we kick off the first of a two-part series about Grenville Dodge.
Okay, tell us a little bit about Grenville Dodge.
You bet.
And not only Camp Dodge, there's another place too, right?
Dodge City.
If
you've heard of Dodge City,
yeah.
Kansas,
Yeah.
then you know a little bit about him as well. Yeah, in short, he lived an incredible life, Lou, very adventurous. He was a farmer, a shopkeeper. He was a U.S. congressman, a Union general, but he's best known as being the architect of the Transcontinental Railroad.
Oh, okay.
And he is a man of the Iron Road, as they say. And if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have had the railroad join at Council Bluffs. So Iowa has a big place in railroad history because of the work that he did. Long story short, he was born, raised, educated on the East Coast. He moved to Chicago, and then in 1953 he took a job at the Rock Island Railroad and got the railroad into Iowa City.
Okay.
And then they were going to start working on taking it across the state, but the Civil War broke out. And he enlisted and served his country as a Union general. Before that happened, however, he had a chance meeting with a railroad lawyer named Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, okay.
And
I think you heard of that guy.
You've heard of him,
yeah.
Sure. And he told him about his idea to create the Transcontinental Railroad. So when Lincoln became president, it was an automatic connection between the two men to make sure that that happened. And because of the work that he did, the railroad was able to join the country together from coast to coast. And Council Bluffs has a big part of that because that's where it began, and that's where he lived out the rest of his life. And the historic General Dodge House is there.
Oh, my goodness.
His history is incredible, and what he did for the state and our nation is one of the most amazing stories in our country's history, frankly.
Yeah, that Dodge House overlooks the bluffs, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, really,
yes.
really cool.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the first of a two-part series in the Iowa History Journal, and that's just one of the stories. What else do we have inside of here?
Well, if you're a fan of hockey,
yep.
if you love Iowa State hockey in particular, you're going to love this issue because our mutual friend Tim Harwood from KXCL,
yep.
with our friend with the professor,
yep.
Has written a book that's going to come out this spring about the origins of the Iowa State Hockey Club, which was founded in 1965. And he interviewed some of the former players and the coach Al Murdoch.
I say Al has got to be in there. Yeah.
For a great story. Yeah. And one of the wonderful anecdotes I love about the story was as it was starting in its club staff, it was looking for places to play, to practice, and they would flood the tennis court over by south of the towers,
yes.
as you would know as an Iowa State grad.
Exactly.
And then they later on they flooded an area over by Beyer Hall, and they called in the fire department and asked them to bring one of their pumper trucks over to flood a rink so they could practice there. Eventually, they would play in Hilton, the Des Moines Ice Arena, and the rest is history.
Right, and a lot of people may not realize that the Iowa State hockey team was a club. It wasn't an official sport of the university. It was a club.
That's right. That's how it started before, for several years before it was able to start playing other colleges.
Also want to make sure that we want to congratulate you because this magazine has been around for a long time now.
It is. Thank you. We're celebrating our 15th anniversary.
15. High five to you,
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Well, I'm a proud owner and publisher for the last 10 years of the magazine, and we're a small family-owned business here in West Des Moines, but we're doing the big work of preserving, promoting our state's history, and there's no other publication like ours out on the newsstand. So I really encourage every Iowan to subscribe and learn about our state's history because we don't know who we are or where we're going until we know where we've been, and we try to provide some context to what's happening in today's world based on our history.
All right, to get a subscription and to find out everything about the Iowa History Journal, where can they go?
They can go to iowahistoryjournal.com.
That's just that simple. Great edition once again. Michael, thank you so much for coming in. Tell us about everything that's inside the latest installment of the Iowa History Journal. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with us today. We'll see you tomorrow.